Mt.Gox coins are again on the move here and led to a massive sale of this morning. And now the big question is this something that we need to worry about? Will these coins soon hit the open market and will we go lower from here? That is something that we need to talk about today. If you think that's interesting, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video and activate the bell so you will never miss out on these important updates. And now let's jump directly into it. This morning, actually, when I was waking up, I saw that the Bitcoin price started tanking and I was like, again, what again now? You know, we were yesterday above $70,000. Everything looked like that we're going to continue today to go a little bit higher than that. And then we were at 68,000 when I woke up and I was like, what the heck happened again? And was there something happening in Gaza, in China? Is it something new geopolitically? And then it was Mt.Gox. Mt.Gox moved over $5 billion yesterday. So you see here 2.2, 2.18, 1.139, and here again another 966, 565. So that is 1, 2, 3. So actually $7.5 billion worth of Bitcoin were moved over the whole day today, and they all went to an unknown wallet. So nobody knows to whom that wallet actually belongs. So when we go here into the lower time frame, you actually can see exactly from where we dropped here down this morning, that big candle here to the downside, and then the continuation. That was when the Mt.Gox FUD started, and from there it was basically for half of the day, just a downwards ride until we hit this this upward sloping support line here on the 50 minutes chart. When you zoom out here a little bit, you can see that this is coming from the 15th of May. And since then, we have basically held this upwards trend line. So as long as we are holding this, I don't see anything to really worry here for the moment. But if we lose that line here at $67,800 approximately, I would expect that we go back to $66,000, $65,000, but we're gonna take a look here at the exact levels in a moment. So for the time being, it looks like that we have bottomed out here along that upward sloping trend. We are ready to move back to the upside. We are facing right now a resistance level here. Again, $68,400 is that resistance that we need to break above, and once we're doing that, 70K is again on the table here. I want to show you why today might be actually a big opportunity for you. When you look here at one of the tweets that I found, then every time historically when we had some major FUD coming out, it was a really big buying opportunity. So I want to show you that a little bit better here on a chart. Here on Bitstamp on the weekly chart, I have marked out every or some of the big news events that have led to major drops here in the market. So now today was not like a 30% correction, you know, so it was merely a 2.5% correction to the downside. But when we are pretty close to $70,000, we are feeling it. When you compare that to other big corrections, you see that this is not really relevant. So here was also something major happening in 2018 in November. What was that? What was happening there that we got such a drop? I was in Ukraine when that happened, and I cannot recall what it was, but there was some major FUD on that day that we saw that drop here to the downside. I remember that. But anyways, so now we got today here a small drop. So and you see it's basically on the grand scheme of things, it's just a blip on the chart, you know. So but every time when we had some major FUD coming out, it was a really good buy opportunity for your spot bags and your long-term holdings. So when you look here at the event where China banned crypto and the ICOs in 2017, we saw here in the bull run a correction, then we pushed to the upside. Here, COVID, major sell-off, down here, once in a lifetime buying opportunity, and since then only up. Then CFTC sued BitMEX. Here, that red candle, also small, one red candle before we saw a massive liftoff. Here, FTX collapse, and that big red candle, there was actually a big correction. Also down here, that was basically the bottom for us for this bull run. also potentially, again, a once in a lifetime opportunity where you could buy cheap and never get these prices again. Then we had the USDT USDC DPEG down here in that doji candle here, and then we had the SEC suing Coinbase last summer, where we saw here this overall downtrend, and then that news broke out and basically gave us a capitulation candle, a small one, and from there also basically just up. So now today with the Mt.Gox FUD, I'm not really shaken by it because it's just 2%, but there is something else going to happen in October, and that might lead to one of these bull run corrections that we are seeing overall. So because on the, I think it's the 31st of October, so I cannot mark that out here, but let's say Bitcoin would be somewhere, let it be over $100,000, would be here. So there's something else happening with Mt.Gox. So what do you believe is going to happen when some of these Mt.Gox people are fully repaid? They waited over 10 years to get their money back, and they get it paid back in Bitcoin. And there is roughly 200,000 Bitcoins in total that are getting redistributed. So now imagine Bitcoin would be at over $100,000. That is $20 billion. $20 billion that could be sold in one single day. So that, of course, will create some FUD in the market. Don't be mistaken. I'm pretty sure that this will create some major FUD on that day. And a lot of people are looking at that. So actually, let me put this up here. So because I believe the Bitcoin price until then will still rise. We come here, we get a shakeout, and then continue to the upside. Maybe even here to that top level, just a wick down here. That could be the support from where we are bouncing back up to above $100,000 in one single candle. It's definitely possible. So mark the 31st of October. I think that's the date. Otherwise, Google it, where the Mt.Gox creditors are fully repaid. That might be a major sell the news event. So, but until then, unless something crazy happens in the world, I don't see anything that is scaring me here. When we're going then into the daily chart, also here, nothing really has changed. The overall structure here, we are still going sideways. Of course, yesterday was a euphoric day where we expected to finally move here back into the resistance of our all-time high of $74,000. We did not do that, and instead, got rejected from $70,800. Here you see there along that line a lot of candles. So there was some resistance that basically pushed us back down into a sideways move for today. So we're gonna have a look on other charts now at the indicators, but just something that I want to mention here quick before we move on to another chart. Just based on that, we are still above the mid-range and trying to get here into our resistance level, into the all-time high, is a bullish indication that remains here on the chart. So, and also something else that I just see is overall, we are still creating higher lows and higher highs here in the chart. So from here, that higher high, higher high, higher high, here higher. So basically today, higher low. So the overall structure is still fine as long as we are maintaining the structure, this local structure. I don't see anything to worry about. So what we want now see really quickly happening is that we're actually breaking this higher high here, and that would give us a new all-time high. So, but just here in that local structure, we are fine. There's nothing to worry about. When we're going to a 12-hourly chart, also here we basically just retested the support that we were sitting on after we broke the downward sloping trend line. Got rejected, like perfectly rejected from the golden ratio here in the last 12-hourly candle. And remember, I told you this, that this is a really important golden ratio level that we need to break, because when we break it, the next level would be a new all-time high. So hence why we got here such a strong rejection. That of course coincided with the Mt.Gox event. So now from the indicators, they are telling a really clear story. The stochastic is heavily overbought. The MACD has still some bearish momentum in it, but I think that's going to change over the next 24 hours. And the RSI is also bouncing back to the upside here already. I can see that if I remove the yellow line there, you see it a little bit better at the same time. So look at this here. So there you see here the small bounce back to the upside. So once price action gets above $69,000, you see here a proper pinch to the upside. And yeah, the stochastic is already trying to give us a buy signal on the 12 hourly. So that small blip with Mt.Gox today will not change the overall outcome that we expect from this week, where we see Bitcoin trading above $70,000. You saw yesterday how quick that actually can go. But of course, we want to sustain to stay above $70,000. Here on the liquidation levels, also, I had mentioned that scenario to you guys, that there could be a scenario where we come really quickly down, liquidate all these longs down here that were over leveraged, then continue to go to the upside. That's what we're looking at here right now. The 4 hourly price action is holding on to the EMA ribbon here in the middle, which is also a bullish indication for continuation to the upside. So here, the only thing that we want to see is that the price action is reclaiming the EMA ribbon, and from there continuation and some liquidations into these higher price levels. When we're looking at the liquidation heat map, here you see the, actually, was it this area here? No, so it was this area down here. So that was the prior support area that got liquidated. We have here some new long positions, but there's not a lot of liquidity down here compared to what's above us, which is more or less in the same vicinity. We don't need a lot to move up here. So, and once we're touching $69,200, we should see another short squeeze above $70,000. The same what happened yesterday. I told you when we're touching certain levels here on the heat map, we are going to see short liquidations, and that was exactly what happened yesterday. So, and we're going to see this again when we're tapping here into $69,200. I think I was on a higher time frame where we saw support and resistance a little bit clearer. No, so that is basically gone. Regardless, so again, the overall direction when you go here to the 24-hour time frame, you see that this should be to the upside. I don't expect that we are seeing a move to $67,200 unless something crazy happens again. Now on the 1 hourly time frame, also here the green zone was our support zone, perfectly held as support. And also here you see that we're actually creating a higher low. So here was a low, then here now a higher low, also here low, then this became a higher low. So we are fine, you know. So that then we got rejected from this resistance area is not surprising to me, you know. So but of course the next time that we come up here, there's a high chance that we are just breaking through this and just keep going for the time being. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, some of these calls that I give you absolutely for free, go to BYBIT, you still get $30,000 there, or to Margex if you don't want to use KYC. And otherwise, $7,500 are on BLOFIN with a 10% cashback on your initial deposit, which is amazing. Imagine you deposit $100,000, you get $10,000 immediately back. So basically you have now $110,000. Then that is something that I definitely made use of. And if you're in the UK or in the US, use BITGET or Phemex, and just for copy trading, you can go to FAIRDESK. All the links are in the pinned comment below and in the description of the video. So go and check this out. So now when we talk about trades, one of my trades that actually closed today was with. So I hope you were with me. With me and with, you know. So that is one that closed. So I finally added the return on LDO here into the chart. We have still trades running here. So I took yesterday the Copytrade that I was talking about for quite a while here. We are also nicely up already. My Bitcoin trade is still running, of course, in a loss here right now. My ARBITRUM is ±0, maybe now also slightly in a profit. Why is this here? Sometimes I don't know where these numbers are coming from, guys. I think I opened at a different price than this. They're not open at 81. I have to check it. So somehow my chart got messed up. You know, guys, what it is? Some of you guys did that, messing around with these numbers. So I have actually to go and lock this, that only I can do that. So I'm going to do that later because some of you guys are messing around with these numbers. I was all the time wondering, how did this happen? You know, so now I know. So Guys, I know, I figured it out. So now when we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance, the dominance is dropping while Bitcoin is going sideways. That is the second best case scenario for us, because that means that altcoins overall going slightly up. Of course, not all of them. You see like the majority of altcoins going up when dominance goes down and Bitcoin goes up at the same time. Still, I'm happy with that, so that dominance is coming down, but I expect at some point a bounce, and that bounce will most likely coincide with a push in Bitcoin to the upside, which is again fine. I have no problem with that because altcoins overall still going to do well in that scenario. And then once Bitcoin is done, we should see a break of the 53% level. Now, when we're going into Ethereum, we have definitely turned that resistance area into support as anticipated and trying to break it into higher levels. Once we are getting above the 0.06% level, Bitcoin level on Ethereum, expect that Ethereum will be somewhere between 4,200 and a potential new all-time high. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And here's nothing bearish in that chart for the time being. We are running here into a little bit resistance at 0.058. But once we are above that, we should see a quick move into the 0.06 level. You also see that here, of course, in the Ethereum chart, that marked out level that I had here is holding as support as expected. We tested briefly $3,980 here, so we basically scratched on $4,000 and did not quite touch it yesterday. And now we have a doji candle. So tomorrow I would be a little bit careful, because the RSI and the stochastic RSI are slightly overbought. So the RSI a little bit, but the stochastic quite a bit. And also buying momentum is fading away out of the MACD. So there might be a small correction to the downside, maybe to 3,700 or something like that. So here to that support level, some sideways action, and then finally a break to the upside. Solana is doing well today, again above $171. From our entry here, we are nicely up right now. We never got close here to the stop loss since we broke the downward sloping trend line. You also see that here we are leaving now the golden ratio and trying to break to the upside. The next level remains $190, $203, and $256. Because Solana is doing well, WIF is pushing here to the upside. So the WIF trade is closed, as I just mentioned. We made here over 355% on that trade since we entered that. If you're still in this trade, the next level would be $3.83 and then basically $5. I'm going to open a new WIF trade, either if I see WIF coming down back to like $3.20 in that level here, $3.26, $3.30, or if we break above $3.83. These are the levels I'm looking at for a new trade to trade this into $5 and potentially even higher. Pendle is something that I don't want to talk about. Rune also not. Arbitrum. So Arbitrum still going sideways here. Not looking all too bad if you still want to catch that trade, because the indicators are cooling down, which means at some point we're going to get a nice push to the upside. So here still not too late if you want to enter. And guys, that's it already for today. I have to run to a call. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and activate the bell. And I'm going to see you then again tomorrow.